Well, last weekend we went to Fur Tor from Postbridge, and we were thinking about going to Fur Tor again, but coming in from the north. But we decided we'd leave the decision until we got to Duna Tor, which you can just see behind me there. And I think instead we're going to go to Green Tor, and then maybe camp at Bleak House or the second Bleak House. We just had a sandwich and a drink here at Duna Tor, and now we're off down into the valley. Probably have a cup of coffee at the bottom with the water and a little bit of a rest before we tackle going up to Kitty Tor. Well, we've come down to cross the water and can't find the ford. I've crossed it before without taking my boots off, but this time it looks like it's boots off and wade across. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We're all taking our boots off. We've had a cup of coffee here at the bottom, and now we've got to face walking up this hill to Kitty Tor. So we've just come up over the hill with one massive false summit halfway up and a few others. But now you can see all the way from, I think that's Hare Tor, Chat Tor, Green Tor, the Duna Goats and Great Lynx Tor. Well, here we are at Bleak House, and there's no one else here. Somebody up at Green Tor, but we're alone down here. Great campsite and close to the water. Reasonable long horizon for the sun this evening, but we can always pop up to Green Tor for the last little bit. So the poo pit trowel coming in really handy, so we can scrape away and make a nice campsite here on this little knoll. Just room for one tent. Great. Well, we had a real difficult time trying to get the tent up on this little patch here. Several times I've camped here before with a two-man tent and two of us with two one-man tents, and although there are stones under the ground, we've always managed to have missed them. But today it's been really awkward. Everywhere I put a tent peg, just about, there was a stone. So I've reinforced them by putting some stones on top of the guy ropes so that the guys don't slip up off the tent pegs that aren't in very far. Having got the tent up anyways, I've got to console ourselves now with another glass of wine, mug of wine. Very nice. Managed to get out this time 8.5 kilos and Carol on 7.5, bit heavier than last time, but that's partly because we put our coats and our poles and our gaiters in the pack to weigh them, because we thought with the heat we would probably have them in the pack most of the day, which is true, we did. We took the poles out, but the gaiters stayed in the pack, and so did the coats. But yeah, really nice here. I really like Bleak House. So here's the lower Duna Goat and the higher Duna Goat. So Carol's been looking at the map to see what that tor is, and what is it, Carol?
It is Hunt Tor.
Hunt Tor. And behind it is Woodcock Hill.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. This is Bleak House. I remember once we were here, me and Mark, in a gale of wind and raining, and we stood behind this wall for about 2 or 3, maybe 4 hours before we retreated to the tent. It was quite sheltered behind the wall, but every time you stuck your head out, it was blowing a hoolie. So we've finished the first bottle of wine we had. Well, not a whole bottle, but the half-litre flask we had. And we're going to go up to the Duna Goats and peer over the top at Great Lynx Tor. Then we'll come back and have the other bottle, I think. This is the higher Duna Goat, and that's Great Lynx. Well, you probably can't hear me because it's blowing quite hard, but we've walked up and over the top of Lynx Tor, looking down there on Little Lynx and the deep valley beyond, Bodmin Moor in the far distance, and yeah, tremendous view from up here. Great. So one of the great things I was saying about Bleak House is it has this seat, and also this corner of stonework left, so that you've got a little place to cook in out of the wind, which is rather good. And my poo stick digger at 20 grams only came in useful this time as well for cutting off some stinging nettles that were annoying us down here. So yet another use. Fantastic. Another reason why we were slightly heavier today was instead of bringing dehydrated food, we brought wet food. Spaghetti bolognese with noodles. Very nice. All washed down with a mug of wine. So that's it really. Leave no trace, and we're off up the hill to Green Tor and on. Well, nearly back at the car now, and been a great trip, about 25k altogether, and yeah, good weather, nice campsite at Bleak House, everything went well. Last bit on the track's a bit arduous, but walk on the grass alongside it a lot of the time, which makes it easier. And some of it was hard going in amongst the tussocks and hassocks, but basically, yeah, another successful trip to Bleak House. Last look around, and thanks for watching.